Magic is believing in yourself. If you can do that, you can make anything happen. Namaskar. Welcome to Daily PT Pointers. And in this video, we are going to cover major headlines of the Hindu, Indian Express, Press Information Bureau, and Live Mint. So without wasting any time, let's start today's discussion. And our first headline is related to BRICS. And ये न्यूज में इसलिए है क्योंकि प्राइम मिनिस्टर ऑफ इंडिया reached South Africa to attend 15th BRICS summit. And do you know, friends, 15th BRICS summit is the first in-person meet since 2019 and the COVID-19 pandemic, and the first since the Russian war in Ukraine. And for India, this BRICS summit carries special importance because this is the first in-person summit since military standoff with China at the line of actual control, which began in 2020. And the meeting has additional significance as it will discuss expansion of the grouping by including countries like Iran, Bangladesh, and other developing economies. Now let's know more about BRICS. So friends, it is association of 5 major emerging economies, and these are Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. And it comprises around 41% of world's population, having around 24% of the world's GDP and over 16% share in the world trade. And these countries have been the main engines of global economic growth over the years. Our next headline is related to Luna 25, and ये न्यूज में भी इसलिए है क्योंकि recently it had suffered a glitch and crashed on the moon's surface, ending the mission in a failure. And do you know, friends, Luna 25 is a Russian lunar lander mission that launched on August 10, 2023. It was targeted to the south polar region of the moon. Our next headline is related to biodiversity of the northeast, and ये न्यूज में भी इसलिए है क्योंकि in the recent case of cleanness of Umiam Lake versus state of Meghalaya, the Meghalaya High Court stated that in the absence of any other employment opportunities and in the name of promoting tourism, the natural beauty of the state should not be destroyed. The court was hearing a PIL on the cleanness of Umiam Lake. And do you know, friends, Northeast India is a green belt region due to its abundant natural resources such as oil, natural gas, minerals, and fresh water. Garo Khasi Jayantia Hills and Brahmaputra Valley are some of the most important biodiversity hotspots. But Northeast is also industrially backward. Deforestation, floods, and existing industries are causing serious problems to the environment in the region. Fostering tourism, undertaking construction projects, and developing infrastructure are ways through which state generates revenue. Therefore, central and state governments have to develop infrastructure, generate revenue, and create employment through sustainable policies. And the negative list in the Northeast Industrial Development Scheme is a step in the right direction. Our next headline is related to Bharat New Car Assessment Program, जो कि recently launch किया गया है Union Minister of Road Transport and Highways, and the program is modeled on the Global New Car Assessment Program, which is a project of Towards Zero Foundation, जो कि UK registered charity है that promotes the universal adoption of the United Nations मोटर व्हीकल सेफ्टी स्टैंडर्ड्स वर्ल्ड वाइड. ये प्रोग्राम स्टार्ट होगा 1 अक्टूबर से एंड इट विल बी बेस्ड on Automotive Industry Standard 197, which lays down testing protocols. The new program will be applicable to passenger vehicles with not more than 8 seats in addition to driver's seat, with a gross vehicle weight not exceeding 3500 kg. The program aims to create ecosystem of competitive safety enhancements leading to increased awareness among consumers. Our next headline is related to Madras Day, which is observed on 22nd August, and it is said that on this day in 1639 the Madras Patnam was purchased by East India Company and Madras Day came into existence in 2004. Our next headline is related to Bharat Internet Utsav, जो कि initiative है Ministry of Communications का, and it is aimed to share various empowering real life stories about transformation brought by the internet into the lives of people. Our next headline is related to rice fortification, and ये news में भी इसलिए है क्योंकि recently Department of Food and public distribution organized one-day national seminar on rice fortification. Now, what is rice fortification? So friends, it is a process of adding micronutrients like iron, folic acids, and vitamin B12. It is an effective, preventive, and cost-efficient complementary strategy to address the nutrition problems within short period, and it is nearly identical to traditional rice in aroma, taste and texture. Now recently 14th joint group of customs meeting between India and Bangladesh was held, and do you know friends, these meetings are held on annual basis to discuss issues relating to custom cooperation and cross-border trade facilitation. These meetings play a vital role in enhancing connectivity and developing trade infrastructure for smooth custom clearance at land borders. Now recently Minister of Rural Development and Panchayat Raj launched the annual capacity building plan of Department of Rural Development, Department of Land Resources and Ministry of Panchayat Raj in New Delhi, and it will play a pivotal role in service delivery, program implementation, and performing core governance functions. It will enhance the abilities of the officials by attending need-based training to acquire relevant competencies to enable them to perform. Our next headline is related to Candida Auris, which is a globally emerging public health threat, and it can cause severe illness, including bloodstream, wound, and respiratory infections, and in a small group of patients in United States, its mortality rate was estimated at 30% to 60%. Our next and last headline is related to Chabahar Port, and ये न्यूज़ में भी इसलिए है क्योंकि recently India and Iran have agreed not to seek commercial foreign arbitration for disputes between users and operators at Chabahar Port. Now let's know more about Chabahar Port. So friends, it is a seaport in the Sistan Balochistan province of Iran on the Gulf of Oman, and the first agreement for Chabahar was signed by then Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee in 2003, and in 2016 Prime Minister Narendra Modi traveled to Tehran and signed the agreement to develop Chabahar Port, and its geographic proximity to Afghanistan, Pakistan gave it the potential to develop into one of the most important commercial hubs. And Chabahar Port will improve logistic network of Central Asia and promote joint initiatives to create regional transnational transport corridor, which will boost not only India's trade but global trade. So with this, let's conclude our today's discussion. Thanks for listening, and for regular updates, you can follow us on various social media platforms.